Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ohio State at the Voice of College Football. I'm your host, Garrison Gaddy. Ryan Stanley will not be with us today. He has some family situation going on today. I suggest that we all send our hearts, love, prayers, and thoughts towards his family today. They'll definitely need it. Keep them in your prayers. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have other family members that just happen not to be Buckeyes, it's bad for them because they're not champions. But we do have other channels here at the network that they would definitely like to look at, whether they be a Jimmy fan, whether they be a Rutgers fan, whether they be that team up north fan, a Teton fan. Whoever they may be a fan of, I'm sure we have it here or about to get it here at the Voice College Football. So be sure to go out there, get the word out there, and let everyone know about it. Again, everyone, this is the call-in show, so please, I'll have some things that I have to say, but please come in here, go to the comments, leave whatever you have to say. Please call into the chat. Into the show, and I will be leaving the call-in link right there in the comments for you if you would like to. Hey, listen, I talk most of the week, and eventually it's nice to get a break from hearing myself talk, as I'm sure you guys will agree sometimes. But just for some quick news here, let's start. We haven't talked about on the show lately or at all, but Ohio State has some guys going to the combine, 15 total. For name references, we have Will Howard, Travion, Quinshawn Judkins, Emeka Egbuka, Diamond Jackson, McLaughlin, Josh Simmons, Ty Hamilton, Jack Sawyer, JT Tuimoloau, Tyleik Williams, Cody Simon, Denzel Burke, Hancock, and Lathan Ransom that will all be performing in the NFL Combine today. They did it all defensive linemen and linebackers. So, of course, that would be Jack Sawyer, JTT, Tyleik, Ty, and Cody Simon. I'll tell you what, I've got a chance to look at some highlights from the Combine so far. Somewhat to check out here. I'm gonna show you guys Tyleik Williams because he came in at 334, which I was surprised by because he outweighed Ty Hamilton by 35 pounds. Hey, we got Nick in here. Nick, how you doing, man? Good to see you in here tonight. Sometimes I gotta remember myself what time it is. It is dark outside right now anyways. Waiting for the summer to happen. But Nick, glad to see you in here, man. Hey, whatever you want to talk about tonight, Nick, please make sure you put it in here. Again, this is your guys' show, and I definitely want to see what's on your guys' mind, answer any questions possibly I can answer for you also. But yeah, Tyleik Williams, he weighed in at 334. Ty Hamilton at 299, which I was surprised by. 299 is not a bad size, but I was surprised at how big Tyleik was. And then you see this, right? I'm going to share this with you guys, a video of Tyleik Williams. And my goodness, watch how he moves through this. It's it's amazing. And what's so cool about this drill, everybody, is that the trick, or what, not the trick, but what the coaches are looking for is how close can you stay tight, or how tight can you stay to the hula hoops or to the ring. And as you see right here, Tyleik Williams, man, to be at that size, dip low, get out of his break, burst out of there, then bow. Yeah, that's impressive for 335 pounds, wherever he was. That's very impressive. I don't know how many guys can actually do that at that weight. Tyleik Williams is just a different type of athlete. Definitely was happy that we had him for the last few years, and especially last year where I would say actually his junior season, or I'm sorry, 23 season was kind of like an outbreak year for him. But my God, the way he played this season was exceptional, if not more than. Hell, the guy's a champion, is he not? Sage, see you in here, man. Good to see you in here also, Sage, Ohio. Hey, just like I told Nick, whatever you want to talk about today, man, please be sure to put that in the comments. Call in here. I would love to hear from you or see what you have to say. I'm trying not to talk about as much the things I want to talk about today. I have things I have written down, but if you guys have other things you want to talk about or comment on, I would love to see that. Nick, how many first-year starters will Ohio State have next year, not counting transfers? All right, well, let's go through it here. Let's go through it. So you have quarterback. I'll just make some tallies. You got quarterback. That's one. First year starters. So I guess depending at running back, we have C.J. Donaldson Jr. So he's not. Nick, let me know. Are you only counting guys? Is it their first year starting at Ohio State, or do you want to count guys, in just in general? I'm sorry, guys that are just for first time starting in general, as like a Julian is saying. Because of course, we have, like I said, C.J. Johnson. He started before, split carries over at West Virginia at the running back position, but I'm very sure he's going to be the starter this season for Ohio State. So let's go ahead. How about this? Let's just count it. No, let's not count it. Let's not count that because he started before. So there's that wide receiver. I mean, you have Jeremiah, you have Tate, Brandon Ennis. Okay, first time at OSU. So yeah, C.J. Donaldson 2, Max Clare 3, Jeremiah boom, Tate boom, Brandon Ennis. Yeah, you count him. Daniels at tackle, Anianwa at tackle. So yeah, right there on offense, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 on offense. Defense, you're talking Caden Curry, Jackson Jr., Edric Houston, not tied, but McDonald. K. McDonald has started a game before, so I'm not going to count him. Arvell Reese, he has started a game, but let's count him. Then I would say, who else? Jermaine Matthews has started a football game before. McLean has not. So, yeah, on offense, you're talking 7. Defense, you're talking 5, 6. And I'm not really worried about the returning production that we have coming. I think right now we're at 46%, which is not bad. I would take that knowing the talent that we have, the coaching that we have. I'm not worried at all. If we were somewhere down the 30s, like 30 to 20 range, then we're talking some type of something to look at, something to I would say not hyper focus on, but keep a keen eye on. But I don't think we're in that situation. I really don't. I think for when it comes to next year, when it comes to the production that Ohio State will have returning, I think we're gonna be fine. I think that we have key positions that we're able to get filled, like off the tackle and bringing Anianwa and bringing in Daniels out of the portal. While we're here, Nick, I'm happy you brought up. Nick, since we're here, we're going to talk about it because I wrote down what Denzel Burke said about Julian Sands, that he's that guy. He's that guy. Does OSU have? No, Nick. No. As of right now, I would not say that we have a kicker that we can lean on. And chances are, right now, I have to do more deep diving in that. But as of right now, I think the kicker position and the punter position is something that we need to. Speaking of hyper focus, so that is something to hyper focus on. Of course, I don't want to. I feel bad for forgetting his name, but we brought in the kid from Australia last year, the 6'7", 230-pound kid who can punt it 90 yards. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, why don't we play him? What's the point of bringing in these kids if they can't play? Now, of course, I think there's some type of scandal going on with Australian players coming over to America. Don't know anything much about that. Don't really care about it. As long as we keep getting those Australian-born punters and kickers, I'm A-okay with it. I'm happy. But yeah, that's just to answer your question quick, Nick. No, and it sucks. It's not fun to be a fun position to be in when you can't have a kicker that you can really lean on, But before we get back to some of the other guys in the draft, because Nick, your comment, what you said, kind of brought up to me what I would talk about with Julian Sand in terms of new guys coming into their position, you guys coming to the fold, you guys getting a chance to prove themselves as Ohio State Buckeyes, and at the most important position in sports, we have Julian Sand at Ohio State. I have really high expectations for him. And part of that is because of what Ryan Day has done previously with other quarterbacks. So I want to read this to you guys, and in the comments, tell me what you think. So I wrote down every single year where a quarterback had Ryan Day at Ohio State the first time. And then also, of course, you'll have guys like not JT, but CJ Stroud, McCord, and guys like that who are first-time starters under Ryan Day. But I just want to read this off to you guys. So when Ryan Day first came to Ohio State in 2017, started out with JT Barrett. JT had his best season since his freshman season, where he went. I had these three stats: pass completion percentage, passing yards, and touchdowns. JT Barrett has 64.7 on completion, 3,053 yards, 35 touchdowns. Those are all three best for him. All three. In touchdowns, his previous best was 34, and his passing percentage was 64.6, actually. So that's JT. So, like, as you see, we'll continuously get down here. Dwayne Haskins in 2018, 70%, 4,800 yards, 50 passing touchdowns. Justin Fields in 2019, 67.2. I would argue this probably was the better seasons Ryan Day has had. 3,200 yards, 41 touchdowns at the end of the season, including bowl games, everybody. CJ Stroud in 2021, his first season. Mind you, CJ Stroud came into that season never throwing a college pass. His first touchdown ever was actually like a 40-yard sprint. So fun fact there for him. But CJ Stroud, 71.9%, 4,435 yards, 44 touchdowns. Great season. McCord, that next season, this would be the worst season that Ryan Day has ever had with any quarterback at Ohio State. Kyle McCord, 65.8. That's the low. I'm sorry, the second lowest to JT Barrett. 3,170 yards, 24 touchdowns. So, I mean, think about this. Kyle McCord that season, he had a higher completion rating percentage, had 100 over just about 100 more passing yards, but had 11 less touchdowns than JT Barrett. That's insane. And then you have Will Harvey this past season, 2024, 73%. That's a high of all the quarterbacks under Ryan Day. 4,010 yards, 35 touchdowns. So, what does that mean to me? And as a mean, that means on average, if we want to give, if we just say, hey, on average, what do we believe Julian Saint can throw? Well, you plug the numbers in, everybody, you get 68.7, 37, about 3,800 yards, and 38 touchdowns. That's where I'm about right now. I think I tweeted this out not too long ago. I had, I believe I had Julian Sand around 4,100 yards, 40 touchdowns, and about, I think, 69 to 71%. 69 to 71% completion percentage. Again, those are lofty numbers, but if you look season through season with Ryan Day, of course, you were taking out the COVID year because the season was shortened, and then also taking away. I could have played. I mean, we could have used CJ Stroud sophomore year, but again, this is just the first time Ryan Day had these quarterbacks. Kyle McCord is the only guy that didn't throw for 30. He's the only guy that didn't throw for 35 touchdowns. That's it. He's the only guy that's thrown for 35 touchdowns. So if I'm looking at this, and then him and JT Barrett, and I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you watch the show, you understand. I'm not the biggest JT Barrett fan, but JT Barrett and Kyle McCord are the only quarterbacks that throw under 67%. Everyone else, Haskins, CJ, Howard, 70 and above. So, again, you don't want to put lofty expectations on a guy like Julian Sand. Of course, highly touted guy coming out of high school. Got everything you want. You got the best receiver in college football, the best player in college football. You got the best wide receiver unit. You got one of the best running back units. You got, I think you're going to have one of Ryan Day's best offensive lines, and you got one of the best tight ends in college football. Everything is there for Julian Sand. Everything is there for Brian Hartline. You know what? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. When you get, when you get a raise in a position or in a career, when you get when you have the expectations that Ohio State has, and you have the luxury of having what comes with being a coach at Ohio State. Yeah, if you're Ryan Day, you're Brian Hartline. It's on you too. Again, you have everything around you. Everything's right there for you on offense. I think it's going to be the best offense that we've seen in Ohio State, at least passing offense that we've seen since 2021. So does it have a chance to be better than that? We'll see. The wide receiver unit is not as good as it was in 2021. Of course, you're talking Jen, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, and Marvin Harrison. So it's a lot to ask for, but I do believe the Buckeyes can get there. And before we do anything else, here's a message here from the voice of college football, everyone. Get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the voice of college football. Let's discuss how you also can reach your target market. Check out the experience of one of our current partners posted on the screen. We are here to deliver for you. Contact us at sponsorships at vocfb.com today. Definitely, everyone. If you know anyone that is looking to have their business or company displayed here on the Voice of College Football, let them know that we would happily have them. We have a lot of different channels here at the network where we can get that out, and we would definitely love to be the place where they communicate that out to you and anyone else out there that would love to see their product or business. So again, that is the email there. You can get us at sponsorships at vocfb.com. Got someone else here, Asia Pajdareen. Nice to see you. Always good to see you back in here. Oh yeah, it's definitely sand season. I've been talking a lot about would you be okay with Lincoln Keenholz being the quarterback if he's 85% of the passer that Julian is? But that's just me posing the question. As of right now, I'm very listen. My guy Johnny Olden, he calls me the everyone's favorite Buckeye to hate on the Michigan side, and I wear that badge proudly. I truly do. But they allow those guys like Maniac. They say I'm a very arrogant Ohio State fan. I don't deny that. But let me continue on to be your favorite one to hate and your favorite arrogant Buckeye. Hell yes, I do believe Julian Sanders is gonna come out here and tear shit up. Hell yes, I do believe Julian Sanders is gonna come out here and possibly have a really good chance to go to New York like any Ohio State quarterback has a chance to do. Yes, I believe Julian Sanders has a chance to be the best quarterback in the Big Ten. Yes, I believe Julian Sanders has a chance to be the best quarterback in college football. He has everything around him. I'm very high on Julian Sanders. I think he's gonna be a great quarterback at Ohio State. And yeah, defense does win, and I'm not low on our defense at all. I think the defense is gonna be very good next season. I think that will be as good as next season, probably not, but I do believe they're gonna have a higher. I think we're gonna get more sacks next season during the regular season. I think we'll get more consistent play on that. I think the defensive line will be faster. Same thing for the offensive line. I think they're going to be very, very athletic. But yeah, the defense is going to be fine next season. Definitely will. Keno's second or portal. I think if he doesn't win the position early spring, I think you can look for Keenholz to get out of there. I don't think that it would be a smart idea to do that. I don't think it would be a smart idea for him to stay knowing that he's going to if you're going to lose the position, there's a very good chance you'll still be able to go into the spring portal later in the season, and this is your last spring portal. And so, if he does that, he'll have a chance of still starting, possibly going somewhere small where he can flourish. So, my buddy David just called me. Oh man, I'll call him back later. He's he's one of those fake Michigan fans that I can't stand. But all right, sorry about that, everybody. Important call. But yeah, I think that Lincoln, if he finds out he's gonna lose a spot early in the spring practice, he's out of there. If it goes late, he's gonna stay. I think it would be the same thing as Devin Brown. Uh, and truth be told, Lincoln's not afraid of he's not afraid of competition. He stayed this long. He could have been left. He could have been left. So I'm happy he's still there. Day one, what's up, my guy? He says, I wish Air stayed. I think he would have been more a mobile version of Dwayne Haskins. Maybe so. When Air was coming out of high school, and again, I try to preface these thoughts by saying this. I'm not saying that he's the exact player this guy is. I'm saying that, he reminds me of him. I thought that he looks like C.J. Stroud to me. He looks like a Dwayne Haskins. He looks like the guy. Aaron Nolan's not like crazy mobile. I don't even know if he's more mobile than C.J. Stroud is, but he has, man. If you watch him throw the ball, it's beautiful. It's pretty. I wasn't so sure that if Eric Nolan stayed, I wouldn't be sure that Julian Sand would be the outright quarterback. I still don't even know if Julian is right now. But no, I do wish Eric stayed, but I do think at the end of the day he did the best thing that for him. You look at the Ohio State room right now. Just in terms of talent, I would say Air would have been number 3 in that quarterback room. I would say it would go in terms of talent. I would say Tavian, Julian, Air, and then Lincoln. And the thing is, I'm not even comfortable saying Lincoln right now because I don't know what Lincoln looks like right now. He's one of my top 5 players that I'm interested in seeing this spring. I really want to know if Lincoln has progressed. I want to know if he's a better football player. I want to know if he's a better quarterback. I want to know if he has a better arm. I want to know if he can actually read. All those things I want to see. Keno should stay and be. Oh yeah. Oh, I like that. I like that. Again, everyone. I think people are forgetting exactly the athlete that Lincoln Keynote is. I mean, I've seen a video that I love talking about it. It's not easy to go and windmill dunk at 6'2". I think he was at the time, 6'1" in high school, 6'3". I think he's 6'3" now. But doing that in your Vans, windmill dunk, that's not easy. But I mean, also batted over 500 in high school, which isn't easy either. Average like 20 points a game. The guy's a really good athlete. I think he could definitely be a Bo Pribula. Day one, be what we thought Devin Brown could be the previous season with Kyle McCord. I do believe, even though I think that I think that Lincoln's more athletic than Devin Brown is. I don't think it's a crazy thing to say. In the red zone, even though Julian isn't immobile, I mean, we've seen him run a few times, and he can move around the pocket. He's not slow. In the red zone, we definitely need someone like that. I think it would definitely help to have that run threat when we have that situation where we can put James Peoples back there, who's going to be an electric running back for us, and then we also have we can also throw Downton in there at 6'2", 240 pounds, kind of like a different version of what we did with Judkins and Travion Henderson. I like that. I like the idea of that. I like when we get the versatility of this team and the players on it. I really do. Yeah, that's a good way to say crafty mobility. I like the way it says. He ain't starting this year. I think next year is definitely his season. They got Lenore Sanders. I haven't seen anything like Lenore Sanders since Cam Newton. I'm not saying that he's the exact same player as Cam Newton or the skill set, but I mean just the size, the speed, the agility, the throwing ability. It's insane. I wonder what a player like him at Ohio State will look like. I mean, then again, I guess we'll find out with Tavian St. Clair pretty soon here. So unless anyone else calls on here or says anything in the chat that we want to talk about, Doreen, day one, let me know what you guys want to talk about here. Again, this is your guys' show. I'm just living in it. Again, I don't want to hear myself talk too much about the things I want to talk about because I do it too often throughout the week. So yeah, go ahead and do that. But let's go back to talking about some of the guys in the NFL draft. Another guy that I'm really interested to see in there is Will Howard. I want to know if anyone will take a chance on him. Again, he has the size. He's a very athletic guy for his size. Also, he has I think that he showed this season that he has the arm, a very capable arm. Again, at Kansas State, man, there's only so much you can show when your best receiver. I forgot his name. He's like a tight end fullback, but they went to him a lot. But so there's that for him. Lathan Ransom's another guy. Reminds me of Honey Badger. Heat missile, loves the head hunt, loves to make plays on the ball. Really good tackler, but undersized. Even though he's a little bit bigger than what Honey Badger is, just a little bit undersized, about 6 foot, 185, 190. See what happens with Lathan Ransom, but he can be a really good player in the league. I think that he's one of those guys that you can put. He's working on his cover skills, but I think that he could be a playmaker, kind of like still was this season for Washington, Redskins, whatever you call them. See, go to Raiders. Oh man, if Will went to, I would be. I don't know how I feel about that. I think that the Raiders, they have Chip Kelly. So, and by the way, everyone, just to make sure, how's my connection right now? On my side, it says it's like 2 bars low, but I just want to make sure that we're not losing anything here. Day one or Pot or Dream, could you guys let me know? All right, I'm back. But yeah. I don't know. The Raiders have a history of like either doing really well with quarterbacks or completely fucking their career. Like I'm not sure what they should do. See, do you think Ryan Day will let Hartline do his thing, or will he be too involved if things get rocky? All right, how's that connection now? Because I thought it might be fuzzy. Now I think it might be good. I appreciate you guys for that. That's what That's why that's why I'm happy about the community, man. That's why I love you guys. I think Ryan Day's gonna let him rock out early. I think he will. The first game of the year, the Texas game, part of me does think that Ryan Day will have more say so in that game than after that when we have we play this the Sister St. Mary's of the poor teams. I think that's when Ryan Day will let him go ahead and get going. But I think there's a really good chance of that. But otherwise, I think Ryan Day doesn't let him do it. This isn't him being the co-offensive coordinator like he was 2 years ago. This is him being the offensive coordinator. In other words, he has veto power. And if you have veto power, that means you are the say-so on what plays come in and out. At the same time, we have guys like Tyler Bowen, who came from Virginia Tech and Penn State, who has play calling abilities, who has done play calling at previous stops, but has done better in the run game. So I think that's where we're really going to need him. I'm very confident in what this staff can do. There's going to be some bumpy roads, and that's just going to come with it. But otherwise, I think we should definitely trust in them, trust in Ryan Day. This is a different type of thing he's doing right now with guys fulfilling jobs that they've never done before, or that they haven't done in a long time. Like Tyler Bowen hasn't coached offensive line damn near 10 years. But Ryan Day has been very good at placing guys where they need to be and placing guys in positions to coach well and place him in position to have success. I think he's going to continue to do so. So yeah, I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all. See, Doreen, your thoughts on Devin Sanchez and Riley Pettyjohn starting this year? Devin Sanchez and Riley Pettyjohn will not start this year, but they will be on the field a lot. They will be on the field a lot. I think you'll see Devin more often. I think you have Jermaine Matthews. You're gonna have Igman Nosen out there, but I do believe when you talk about that nickel position, because you have Aaron Scott who came on last year, and they're confident enough to let him play early throughout the season. Or I mean, not when I say early, I mean play as a freshman in games that kind of got out of hand, but he was able to do so. And then you're talking Bryce West, who has to develop more as a corner, but he's a freak athlete, freak track star. But I do believe Devin Sanchez is one of those guys that is too talented. You talk about a 6'2", 6'3", 195-pound corner with long arms. I think his arm length is longer than he is as a person. You know, he's a track star also. You know, I talked about this in the video a few days ago. Everyone if you want to go check it out, you should go check it out. I talked about Devin Sanchez and just how he coming into the spring. The guy's a track star. You know, his dad played at football at UTEP. Mom was a track star in the 200 and 400 meter dash run. So I fully expect him to play. When it comes to Riley Pettyjohn, I think that the same thing for him, just lesser effect. You're talking about Slay Styles at the position, Arbel Reese, who did shine last season. And then you're also talking guys like Gabe Powers, who I think are going to get some playing time. But outside of that, I I think Riley definitely can get on the field early. He definitely can. I think like right here. This is what I like. They're hungry for it, and you're right about that. Mick Mariotti, he said a few days ago in an article I read on On3, he talked about how Riley Pettyjohn, Devin Sanchez, and Tavian St. Clair, how they're dudes. The guys that they're go getters, and the cool thing about hearing that is it's just that during spring, and I remember this even at the D2 level for myself, we don't see our coaches during that time. Really, you might see them coming in out of the office, you know, say what's up, coach, blah 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 blah. But you don't have practice, you don't have film, you don't have none of that, none of that. So what's happening is that you're spending all your time with your strength coach, the strength team, the medical team, and your teammates. That's who you spend your time with. And if you're doing that in front of your teammates, it's much more important to get your teammates behind you than your coaches. Because those are the guys you go to battle with. Those are the guys you hit with, you know? So I'm very impressed by these guys. I think they're going to have huge impact their freshman year. I think they're all going to play early, and I'm very excited. I mean, Tavian, I don't know. But when it comes to Riley Pettyjohn and Devin Sanchez, Doreen, definitely those two. Should we get another running back in the portal? No. I in the spring portal, I would say yes if Sam Williams-Dixon did not come back, and that was one of the biggest. That's one of the best. That's one of the biggest news that Ohio State has gotten this offseason so far. I mean, yeah, you're bringing Donaldson Jr. out of the portal. Yes, we have James Peoples, who we all believe is going to be one of the next great Ohio State running backs. After that, you're talking about freshman Turbo Johnson. Then you're talking about Bo Jackson. And then you're talking about, after that, a bunch of walk-on guys who, in all seriousness, have had injury issues, so we can't even play them, really, if things were to go to hell, you know? So as of right now, I would say no, because I think we have 5 or 6 scholarship running backs. I think that's just enough. Also, knowing the fact that after this year, C.J. Donaldson Jr. is going to leave, which means James Peoples and Sam Williams-Dixon are going to be the guys, unless Turbo Johnson and also Bo Jackson do something to submit themselves into the starting role next season. So that's all I got to say about that. I think them being with the players during that Natty run. Oh yeah, that is extra, and it's really good to see that success, Doreen. You know, as a young guy, to be able to go into to spend quality time with those players. You know, they're in the mix of it. You know, they're in the mix of trying to win a championship, of trying to be legendary, and trying to be forever. And like Ryan Day said, for their story to be told, they were able to go in there, and they all watch college football. They've seen what these players have gone through over the last few years, and then getting to this point. So see that, and you realize, okay, you know, this is somewhere I want to go. This is somewhere I think I can see the brotherhood, where I believe I can trust my teammates. I can trust my guys. I can trust them to go out there and put the best foot forward and go out there and try to win it all. And that's what that team did. Now those guys got to see a little bit of that success. You know, so that championship wasn't won that day. That championship was won months ago, years ago. That to get to that point, there are a lot of things that had to happen. A lot of things that had to happen. To win a championship, yes, you got to play well. You got to be disciplined. You also need some blind luck, and you also got to go through some shit. You got to. And this team went through the worst of it. Named dragged through the mud. Over 3 years, named dragged through the mud. Came out as champions. That's really good for the team to see. It's really good for these players to see. I don't like CJ Donaldson explosion. We have to get the man some speed work. Yeah, I would agree. He's not a shifty guy. I mean, you look at guys like Judkins, who's not the fastest guy, but he's explosive from the point of contact. You know, when he hits his foot, when his foot hits the dirt. Now, what I will say for Donaldson, you know, coming to this season, he's averaged 4.5 each year. I think he's going to see the same type of production spike that Judkins saw. Go look at Judkins' seasons with Ole Miss, and then go see what we did at Ohio State. This is going to be the best offensive line that C.J. Donaldson Jr. has played with his whole life. So I do expect him to be better in general. I expect Coach Locke to coach him up and give him some speed work. Truth be told, I don't know really how much speed work he even needs. If he's averaging 6 a carry, I'm okay with it. If he's falling forward, I'm okay with it. That's why we got guys like Sam Williams and guys like James Peoples. I think we need him to be a battering ram. We haven't seen a battering ram at Ohio State for a very long time, and I'm ready to see it now. So, yeah, in the red zone, I think we're going to be a really good red zone team next year. I really do. I don't think – all right, let me ask you guys a question. How arrogant do you want me to be right now? Because there's a lot of things that I can say that's truly on my heart. I can tell you guys how I feel about the next year team. But if I do this, I need to know that I have your guys' permission to do so. I don't want to come out here and act an ass to everyone else in college football. I want your guys' permission on that. You know, but we'll leave it up to the community. I have no idea, Doreen. I have no idea. What I will do is that I will look it up and I'll get back to you on that, because that is actually a very good question. I definitely want to see that. I definitely want to see that. Doreen, I cried singing that when we won the national championship. I cried singing that. I just, every time, man, it gets me every single time. Said, do it. What's going on, Truth? How you doing? Nice to see you in here. All right. Well, since Doreen says to be honest, Doreen is, someone, we share. I know we share the same faith. Being honest is something that we do. I will try my best to to be kind, but let's just be frank here. Let's be frank. Ohio State is built differently than the rest of you programs out here. We're not poor. We're not sad. We're not lacking really of anything. To be honest, let's just throw it out there. If you're not an Alabama fan, chances are you wish you were an Ohio State fan. I don't care if you're a Georgia fan, a Michigan fan, a Texas fan, an Oklahoma fan, a USC fan, Oregon. I know good and damn well you want to be Buckeye fans. So this is what I'll tell you guys. All right, when everyone walks up to you, you give them empathy. I say this all the time. I think Doreen's definitely heard me say this. I know Day One has. You give them empathy. Because after years of just all the shit talk, after years of just hearing everything that we had to hear as fans, after years of seeing what this team had to go through, Rylan, I'm right with you. Let's go Bucks. It's like they thought that we sucked. It's like they thought that we have 8 and 5 seasons. It's like they thought that we would stop being in the national championship conversation. My friends, I have been living on this. Listen, I've been watching football and saying like I actually know what was going on. I've been watching Ohio State football since the year 2000. Outside of 4 years of my life, so what? 2000, 2011, 2008. Was it 2008? 07. Yeah, 4 years of my life. Ohio State's been in this thing every goddamn year. I don't wake up and listen. I'm not like a South Carolina fan. I don't wake up the next morning thinking to myself, damn, I wonder if my Gamecocks or I wonder if my Buckeyes can go out and actually go out and get 9 wins. Hell, get double-digit wins and even throw themselves in the college football playoff, and even have a chance to win a national championship. I think that every year. There's not one season where I don't believe that my Ohio State Buckeyes can go ahead and win a national championship. I don't know any other program outside of Georgia that can say that. Texas, you haven't seen it. You haven't seen it since 06. USC, you haven't seen it since you lost to Texas in 06. Oregon, every time you have a game worth mattering, like 2 national championships, one you lost to us, the other one you lost to Auburn, and then you had another chance to get to a national championship again this past season, and you got donkey kicked in your face. I don't get everybody. And then that team up north. Listen, I get it, bragging rights. You guys won 4 years in a row. Mind you, everybody, another fun thing. I've been watching football since 2000. They have won for the last 4 years. I have only seen Michigan win 6 times. I don't know. I am in a great position. Call it arrogant if you want to. You and Memphis wish you were in my spot. You wish you were me. You wish your life as a fan was as good as mine. You wish it was as good as Day One. You wish it was as good as Richie's. You wish it was as good as Day One's. You wish it was as good as Doreen's. You wish it was as good as Ryland's. Truths. Everyone in here, everybody, I promise you, they wish they were you. But that's just how I feel. I don't know what makes people think that Julian Sands is going to come out here and light shit on fire. Not sure what people think. Come on. I'm all hot and bothered now. I'm all pissed off. Ugh. Okay. Whew. See, Doreen, you can't be having me do that, Doreen. I get all pissed off, and then I want to start art. Oh, that was something. See, 2011 didn't happen. I'm with you on that one, man. That was a god-awful year. The funny thing is, we should have beat Michigan that year. Braxton Miller, he probably overthrew like 4 touchdowns that game. Always truth, always. See, stumbled across other Buckeye Pod. See my girl. Hey, Richie. Glad. Hey, first off, thank you for joining here. Thank you. I would love to have you in the community. A lot of people in here, I know people like you. I do not know. I'm happy to have you here. Please stay. Join on another show. Usually there's 2 of us here, my guy Ryan Stanhope, and then we're on Mondays. Also, just a quick reminder, everybody. Starting March 11th, huge news. The Buckeye Brigade. will be coming to the Voice of College Football Network. That will be an Ohio State panel with myself and a few other names you might know. I'm gonna be honest, everybody. I might have came up with one of the greatest cast shows of all time. It will be Chris Drew from Minister Sports, Juck from Juck on Bucks and Minister Sports. Also from Best Damn Media, we'll have Ron and Cleve Mike, who also is a contributor to this network at the Voice of College Football. And from Buckeye Scoop, we'll have B. Moses from there. Can't wait. It's going to be great. A lot of those guys, man, really good people. From when I switched my Twitter from my normal one to an Ohio State one. Those guys are very instrumental into where I am now. From the Scarlet and Blue show that I have, everyone with my best friend Bryce's Ohio State Michigan show to where I am now at the Voice of College Football. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. March 11th, the Buckeye Brigade. Good job, Riley. I always just use the M in there, but I'm proud of you. You know, that's how we have good people like you in here. I grew up in the 80s. Michigan beat us a lot. I tell you what, thank God I didn't have to live through that. And even in the 90s. I mean, I was born in '93, but I'm really happy I didn't really watch or understand the game at that point because I didn't want to go through that bull crap. I came in right at the perfect time, right at the very time. And you are definitely invited, definitely. So I live close to Ohio State. I was born to be Buckeye. Hey, Rylan, same here. Listen, I'm through and through born and raised Michigander. But my dad went to Ohio State. He left the state to go graduate from Ohio State. And so all that tells me is that I was born to be here, baby. And like the great Jim Trust said, you're going to look back on your lives and think back, thank God I was able to be an Ohio State Buckeye because there's nothing like it. There really isn't, everybody. Just a reminder, don't forget to smash the like button, everybody. And again, send to all your friends and family that loves Ohio State content. Be sure to share this with them. So, something else I want to get to here. Jackson Cantwell, #1 player in the class of 2026, offensive lineman. So a little bit something scary here. Ohio State offensive line recruitment the last few seasons hasn't been where it should be. It's been pretty lackluster, mediocre, average at best. But the development has still been really good. Now, of course, we have a change here at the offensive line position when it comes to coaching with Bowen. And he has a tall task to getting Jackson Cantwell. Now, the three before we even get to Ohio State, these are the three main visits I think we should be paying attention to. He has 5 of them, but there's 3 that we should be paying attention to. So on June 6th, he goes to Georgia. The next week, he goes to Michigan. The next week after that, he goes to Oregon on the 20th of June. He currently has Ohio State right now as TBD, to be decided. Now, I'm not someone that's very happy with that. Not on the kids part, but just in terms of as a fan. Offensive line, that's a position Ohio State should do very well at when it comes to recruiting. I think every single year, you look back at the guys that we've had come through this program. Even just recently, you have guys like Paris Johnson. You have guys all the way back to Orlando Pace, who is definitely and arguably the best offensive lineman in college football history. You look back at that, you wonder, okay, what's missing right now? Why are guys like Jackson Cantwell not focusing on Ohio State, now coming to Ohio State? It's not as though he doesn't really want to, but let's be honest here. Have any of you ever seen to be decided on whether a kid might go visit, let alone go visit Ohio State on the banks of the old Tangy, where Buckeye Donuts is? I don't know. For me, I think that I am happy that Bowen has been going on reaching out to a lot of offensive linemen, but I do believe this is a guy that you have to put a lot of your time and equity in. He is without a doubt the best player, or at least it's either him or Chris Henry. But I mean, big lineman, man. at that size, he's a guy that just like Chris Henry that I believe can come in and probably start day one. And the thing is that he can do it at more places, more places than probably Chris Henry Jr. could. I mean, Chris Henry Jr. can't start at Ohio State right now, but he could definitely start at like a Michigan or Michigan State. Jackson Cantwell can start anywhere in the nation. He really could. So I'm interested to see what Ohio State does there. Like it's looking like we're not going to get him. Now, does that mean that the class is going to be a failure if we don't? No. Does that mean that we still can't go after other offensive linemen like guys like Ojo? No. There are a lot of other linemen in this class that can go after, that Bowen can go after. But Jackson Cantwell, man, we really need him. So let's get to the comments here. Day One says, I can't wait until the season. They're around for the team right now, right down the street. Might grab a jersey. Hey, also, you're in California, Day One? Yeah. Hey, you know what? I hope the best for Devin Brown. I think he's gonna be a really good football player. I think he can do really well there. I think he has the tools. I think he has the experience. He has tutelage. He's been in Ohio State years, whole career now. I expect great things there. Who's going to showcase? Are you guys during the show? Am I hosting the show? I'm not sure if that's what you mean or not. Let me know. Oh, hey, I appreciate it. Really do. We started this, Ryan and I, 3 months ago now, I believe, almost 4. I got a call from TJ over at the big channel. He asked me to be on here, and at the time I was just doing the Scarlet and Blue show, which is Ohio State Michigan show I do with my best friend Bryce. We're currently in the off season right now. I think my connection went down, everybody, but we're currently in an off season spot right now for the Scarlet and Blue show. But we would definitely out there. We appreciate the love. It means a lot, and I'm going to be here for the long run. The Voice of College Football is going to be a home for me, and so I'll be here for you, Richie. We'd love to have you come in and share your thoughts with the show. And any critical feedback you have, like strategic feedback you have, please give it to us. See right here. Ryan says, "Yeah, I was born to be a Buckeye. That's where I want to go college. The way you know if my fan is an Ohio State fan is if my dad threw his hat in a TV if we're doing something wrong. There you go, baby. There you go." I'm not sure what's going on with my connection right now. I think it's kind of. Yeah, everyone. Sorry about my connection if it's low right now. I think it went down for a second. If I'm being honest, I don't think we get fam. Me either. I listen. I'm very confident either. I think that it will be. It's a long shot. It really is. And to be quite frank with you, I don't know why it's a long shot. I don't know why it's so difficult for Ohio State to get these top tier offensive linemen. I mean, think about it. We have the team, we have the coach, we got a championship. We have the infrastructure. It's I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I think the connection is kind of bad right now. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, I think the connection is real. I don't know what happened. Something happened outside, I think. Well, that's what we're going to do here, right? We're going to stop the show here since the connection went down. Again, everybody, thank you for joining in to the Ohio State Call-In Show. Everyone, thank you for coming to the comments, sharing your thoughts, giving your questions, and sharing this time with me, joining the community. People like Truth, like your first time here. Same thing with Richie. Thank you for coming into the show. People like Doreen, day one. Sage, thank you guys for coming in here. Rylan, really happy to see you guys as always. Be sure to come in next week on Monday. Ryan Stan will be back. He'll be there at 8 o'clock for the Ohio State Primetime Live show. We'll get going over all the latest Ohio State news. And then next Thursday, of course, will be the call-in show. And again, don't forget, mark it on your calendars, March 11, the Ohio State Brigade, the Buckeye Brigade will be coming to the Voice of College Football. Yeah, everyone, I think I'm back now. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm back now, everybody. Yeah, I was saying my bye-bye to everyone like Richie, day one, and Doreen. But again, yeah, show up for March 11 for the Buckeye Brigade. That'll be with Chris Drew and everyone else, like B. Moses, Jug from Jug on Bucks. Good grief, Justin. And then also Clean Mike and Ron. As always, OH, IO.